Okay, good evening. Good evening.
Good evening. Hello.
Hi.
2020 has been described.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. You're welcome to the Voyage of Reality with Imara Joyce. I'm happy to have you all join us today. I'm so excited to have DJ Val. I call him Elder. I'm excited to have Mommy Christie. Wow, this is amazing. Thank you so much. Good to have you here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's an honor, really, because everyone here is way older than me.
Hey, not way.
I mean what I'm saying. So it's my pleasure. Thank you so much. Mommy, thank you for coming. I know your schedule is tight. I know you have another program at this time, but you still found time to join us. Thank you so much. Thank you, Elder. Thank you for coming in. Despite your tight schedule, you found time to join us today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I know we have lots to learn from all of us. And so today is the Voyage of Reality with Imara Joyce. We have an interesting topic to discuss. We actually started last week, but based on popular demand, people said we should come back this week, and I'm happy to have us all here.
Amen.
I don't want to introduce you all, so I would allow you introduce yourselves because I am not worthy to untie.
Oh my goodness gracious me. Well,
I mean it. I am not worthy to untie that, so I would allow you to do justice to it. So I go with ladies first. I'm not a feminist, no. Mommy, you're welcome. So let's have you introduce yourself. Mommy, unmute your mic.
Even while we are going
My name is Christie
make sure
Bature.
that any music or
I live in
noise
Port
around.
Harcourt.
For those of you who are football
I'm a
fans,
mother,
it's a
I'm
match
a
ongoing.
grandma,
You can as well
I'm an
leave it for
author,
now
I'm a
and
singer,
just be spiritually
I'm an
disciplined
ordained minister of the
for
gospel,
a few moments until this
and I'm
fellowship
heading
ends.
towards age
So what that
60.
means really is that we should concentrate.
wow.
It is much more than just seeing each other. Every time we have met,
Something has happened to Imara.
Oh, she's frozen. Yeah, it happens like that sometimes.
Nice to meet you, DJ Val.
Very nice to meet you, my dear sister, Mommy Christie. God bless you. Thank you so much. You're looking so great for 60. You say you're approaching 60. Are you sure? We thank God. All right, let me introduce myself since Imara has come off. For those of you that don't know me, DJ Val, Elder Valentine, Fadeyomi. I've been broadcasting for about 7 years. I am the guy behind Soul Food Gospel Radio, Soul Food Gospel Radio Show. I serve as an elder at Rack City Church under the leadership of Bishop John Francis. I'm a lover of God. I'm a lover of music. I'm a lover of people. And I'm just excited to be here. So we thank God. Amen. Okay, is Imara back? I think she froze.
I don't think she's back.
We can see her, but I don't think she can hear us.
Okay, I can see her.
Yeah.
I'm a lover of music. Getting to the fourth level again is a time to.
I think you've got something else running in the background, though. My sister. Yeah.
Because on another program, so I'll keep jumping.
Oh, you have another program. We can hear it going in the background, you know.
We'll have a time of expectation in preparing us to the year 2021.
Let's see if we can get her back.
Yeah, let's see if we can get her back.
So my sister, you have to send me some of your music, so I can play on my show too.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to send me some of your music. Yeah.
Not commercial, but I'll send it anyway.
Hey, do you love Jesus? You love Jesus, right? That's a qualification we need first of all to get it on the show. So
okay,
I
will.
Thank you. It would be a real honor, real honor.
I will.
No, I think Imara's stuck again. Oh my God, what are we gonna do?
If we log out, we can log back in.
No, you know what? It's not us. It's actually her. So this happens with her connection. So her connection is bad. Ours is fine, but hers is bad. But
I don't really like StreamYard. StreamYard does this all the time. I don't like it. Every single hosted me on StreamYard, we've had this problem.
Oh wow!
I want to cancel it completely.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. Hey, Imara. Yes, Imara. Okay. Okay, Mara, if you can hear us, put the questions maybe in the comments.
Can you see me?
I can see you, but I think you've frozen.
Oh, goodness me.
We can hear you, but we can't see you really talking or moving. So...
I can hear you, Imara. I can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you now. Okay, everything seems fine. We can seem to be. So yeah, Imara, talk. We can hear you.
Can you hear me? Hello? Yes.
Oh, okay. But it's gone off this way, like there is a lag. So I might have to change this platform. I might have to stop using StreamYard.
Hello. Okay, she's gone again. Private chat. Let's look at the comments. Okay. Ba, 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 ba. Thank you. We're happy. Okay, looks like I'm the only one on at the moment, Reverend Christie. I'm trying to remember what we were talking about last time we were on. And if I'm not wrong, one of the things that I think came up was about choosing the right kind of producer to be able to produce your music and help your music get out to the right kind of places as well. And it's a shame we don't have Allan on, because obviously with Allan being a producer, he knows a lot more about this. But I think the only thing I can say... Okay, you're back. I was just saying, do you remember the topics from the last time, Imara? So at least if anything happens, we can talk about those. Hello. Okay, we're gone. We're all gone again. Maybe I should have played some music, Oh, Miss Angel on the deck.
Oh, okay. All right.
Hi.
Hi, you're welcome, Angel. So sorry.
Thank you.
Thank God I'm back now.
No, that's okay. I was just looking at everybody trying to get it together, so.
What's happening?
You know how that is. Hey, how you doing?
I'm good, woman of God.
Can you hear me, Imara? Can she hear me or no?
I don't know. Sometimes
I don't think so. It looked
I'm
like what
good.
happened before. Oh, you can
Okay.
hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you
Okay.
now.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Oh,
yes, I can,
All
okay.
right.
but I can't see any of you.
Don't
Are
worry
you
about
serious? Oh, wow. She can't see us. Wow.
You're missing Angel's hair today, man. This is a whole nother level of hair, man. That's a whole nother level of hair, whole nother level of makeup. Girl. Come
Oh,
on.
wow. I
I,
know. The last time I had red hair, the last time.
yeah. And now it's green and gold and some other colors on it as well. Didn't know we had to develop.
Green and pink.
Okay, green and pink. Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
You see Tom's on
You
as
know, I
well.
gotta add a little Christmas on there, Christmas color on
Well,
there, a little green for
it. How was Thanksgiving? Hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving.
it. Was good. How was yours?
We don't celebrate it over here, so we just watch you guys and see.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. Well,
Yeah.
maybe I should have inboxed you a turkey then.
Yes, please. It's not too late, you know.
I know, right?
Too late. It's not too late. Mr. Doyle.
How are you, sir?
Yo, I am fantastic. How are you, my brother?
Man, I'm just here, man. I'm here.
Hi, Allan.
Hello, my dear. How are you?
Good. Good to see you again.
You know, but wait, hold on. Let me just look at something on the. Was that you in the? Wait, which is that? You with the white hair?
Yeah, it's green and pink.
Gray hair. Oh my! No, I'm looking at him like, oh my God, this is. Oh, that's what I was talking about.
Not easy.
I know. Everybody say I switch it up all the time. You'll never know what color I'm gonna be.
Yeah.
You are not easy, woman of God. You are not easy.
Yeah, you might see purple tomorrow.
I ain't got no choice, man. I have to manage this, man, and that's pretty much it. So. Hey, Allan, man, your voice sounds like the voice of God, man. Your mic.
I know, right? I know. It's like there.
I go through I go through a Zoom V3.
Wow.
So I could sing like this.
Sound like you speaking from the heavens.
Yeah.
Be like, glory.
X and everything on that, man. It's awesome.
Now I'm on a telephone.
Okay.
Now there's a unison.
That sounds like
Hello,
Mickey Mouse.
is it me you're looking for?
Wow.
That is awesome.
Yeah,
wow.
Zoom V3 song's pretty good.
Yeah, this one's got it's got a nice spatial sound to it, man. Like, you know, you're speaking from the heavens.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Say, thou shalt not
Okay.
kill.
You can. Oh my goodness.
Hey, Imara, are you back? Can you see us? Can you hear us?
Okay, like I keep coming and disappearing. Okay, so
Oh, no, she gone again.
There's a couple of folks I was going to log on to Facebook, but I don't. The video had not even started on Facebook.
oh, okay. So yeah, I think
posted
I'm back now.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm so sorry. I think we'll just go straight. So I'm talking about the industry. Last week, someone mentioned that you need to understand more about the industry. And most of us appear not to really have an in-depth understanding of what this music industry is all about. What would you wish gospel artists would know about this industry we are in?
Allan, go. You
Great
go. Man.
question.
Okay, so some of the things that I wish that they would know about the industry itself is the laws, right? The laws about this industry can be very complicated. When it comes to the writer, the producer, the engineer, right? The background singers, all of the musicians that perform on your tracks. There are laws that covers each and every one of these individuals, and it differs, right? It differs when it comes to how much money they make on whether it be sales or whether or not you paid them the $80 to come in and lay down a guitar track, or you made a deal with them and say, hey, listen, I'll give you 5%. Right? Nowadays, musicians are not going for that, unless you're a, Quincy Jones or one of these big time producers. But nowadays people they're not going for that. They want to just pay me my money and let me go about my business, and that's it. Right? So it's imperative that they know these different laws, and based on if they're the writer, right? So if the singer is the writer, right? The laws are different versus if I am the writer and you're just the singer, right? You become the performer. I own the song. I own the lyrics, the melody. I own everything. You are the performer, right? That's another thing that we need to be aware of. If you're gonna sing, if you're gonna go into a studio and sing someone else's song who wrote that song for you, right? You do not own that song. You are just delivering. You're just singing the song, basically, unless you and the writer made a deal and says, I'll give you 30% of profit on this song, right? If not, that writer has the right to say, I am going to pay you $500 for your time to come in and sing this song. And then me, I'm the owner of the song. I'm going to go and market that song with you as the singer. And a lot of times the writer and the owner of that song would like to pick and choose who do they really want to sing this song, right? Because if I have a song that I think Yolanda Adams is going to be interested in, I'm not going to have Biggie Smalls, let's say if you're still alive. I'm not going to have Biggie Smalls sing that song, right? I'm going to have someone sing the song that would impress Yolanda Adams, right? So a lot of those little things are things I think that the singer should know when they're going into a studio. If they're going into a studio with their own material, their own melody, their own lyrics and everything, then fine. But if you're not going into a studio with that, you should fully be aware of all these different rules. Take your song and cut it up in little boxes. Okay, these are the musicians, they go in that box. This is the background singer, they go in that box. The engineer goes in that box. The producer in this box, and I'm in a box by myself. Out of all those 4 boxes, what do I actually own? And so there's things, and all this stuff is available on Google. They can go on there and Google, ask questions like that, and Google will put together that answer. So that's just some of the things I think they should know when they're going in from a business standpoint. That is some of the things they should know.
Okay, any divergent opinion?
No divergent opinion. I think he knows more than us, right? I wouldn't even know to begin. I don't know about Angel if you've done any work with musicians on that kind of level, but I wouldn't even know how I could begin to offer advice. The only thing I would say is kind of like what Allan said.
Any divergent opinion?
No divergent opinion. Oh, it's looping back.
Sorry, that was me. I just opened Facebook. I'm trying to share it on my page.
Oh, okay. Right. I was worried that was me again. So I would say go out and learn as much as you can that is free, that is on Google, learn about all of these elements, that how to get your music in to the right places. There's particular things that you need to know in order to, I mean, not just once you come into the studio, but how to get your music out on the right platforms. There's things that you need to learn, things that you need to do, places that you need to register, in order to get your music heard all across the whole wide world, because the world is your audience. So
what are those places?
So like on the usual streaming platforms. So like Spotify now is a huge streaming platform. If you want to get your music into Apple Music, into the Google Play Store, Amazon Music, any of these other streaming platforms that are out there, that Deezer, that want to stream your music, even YouTube, to get your music into YouTube, there's a procedure that you have to follow in order for you to make sure that there's no issues around you providing your music, and the music's up there and it's in, and you can make sure that you're receiving ad revenue if people use your stuff. I mean, there is a whole load of things that you need to learn, but I think the good thing is, if you take the time to learn it once, then all you do is you replicate that process again the next time you're bringing your music to market, and you might learn something different. So it's great that you do your song, and for a little extra time you can have that song in into iTunes, or you could have it in as I said, in Spotify. If you just take that little bit of extra time to push your track or your album a little bit further, rather than it being something that is only available from somebody's site to download, or you're trying to sell the CDs from the boot of your car, which is all fine and good, but realistically, if you really want to get your brand and your music out there, you have to learn how you can interact on these platforms.
Absolutely, couldn't agree more, man. And just to add to that, everybody believes that their song is number one, right? Everybody believes that when my song hits the airwaves, you're not gonna want to listen to anybody else, right?
Right. Yeah.
A lot of people have that the way of thinking, but I always tell people, when you record a song,
Mr. Allan, we can't see you. We can only see your studio.
No, we can see him.
Yeah, we can see
I
him.
can see him. Oh, okay.
No, we can see him.
Yeah, so
something.
yeah. So yeah, so like I was saying, a lot of people believe that their song is it, right? So I always tell people, if you want to even get the slightest inclination that your song is going to be a hit, you better study the way you deliver your lyrics. Like I said before, if I know that Val is a millionaire and I want to be a millionaire, I'm gonna do what he did. I'm gonna follow his trail and see if I can get there, especially if we're in the same lane, right? So I always tell people, bring your peers into a room with all of your songs. Bring them in a room, lock them in a room, and play all of your music. Don't tell them why you're doing this. Some of them will know anyway. But you need to see human reaction before your song goes out there, right? If you bring in 4 10 to 15-year-old, 4 25 to 35, 4 35 to 60, like age range, and just study them. Watch what they do when they hear your song. That is how I tell all my artists. This is how you determine which song is going to be in the number 1 position or number 10 position, right? You have to study these human behavior and interactions with what they're hearing. Look at their eyes, see if they're smiling, see if they're tapping their foot. See if sometimes they hear a song and they just jump up, right? or they're all laid back and calm in the before the song comes on, and then the song comes on and you see them start to bop their heads, right? That's an indication of whether of how people are gonna like or not like your song, right? Like we look at all these like this COVID-19, right? We look at all these numbers. They're asking 10 people, are you scared? 7 says yes. 3 says no, right? It's the same thing. And then they push that 7% and say, hey, 70% of these 70% of the population is scared of this, right? And all they did was ask 10 people, right? They could have asked 20 and 9 could have said, no, I'm not. Or 9 could have said yes, and 11 could have said, but they don't care about that, right? So that's what I always tell people. Look, get feed off of other people before, and there's a lot of people that say, oh, I don't want people to hear my song because they might steal it and they might come into the studio and hear this thing. I don't want nobody to hear it until it goes out there. Get over it, right? Copyright your song and get over it, right? It means that you're gonna perform at a concert and you're gonna be up there jumping up and down and people are gonna be like all sedated, like, what's going on here, right? And you're gonna wonder, how come they're not reacting? How come, here I am jumping up all over the place, the beat is going, but they're not reacting. Well, if you had done your homework, right, and test this thing on people, you would have some idea that when you go to perform a song, you would know, you would remember, when I had these 10 people in a room, they were loving this song. And now when I go to perform at this church, the female that was jumping up and down when she heard this song, my audience in the church is in that age range. So guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna sing the song that made that lady jump up when we were testing it on them, because now I'm in an environment where that age range is the majority. And so that all these little things that they can, just follow them. If I used to be on a I'm not a drinker, right? But I used to be on a panel that recommended what flavor Budweiser beer should come out with, right? And I used to be, I used to be tasting the beer, eating the crackers, go to another glass, and then you got to answer all these questions. I have no idea what I'm talking about. but that's how they did it. And so I always tell people that is the way it is. That's the way society conditions us. It conditions us. Majority rules. That's it. So just go down that lane and do it that way. That's some of the advice I give a lot of people that come in here.
Okay, so let me cut you here. There are times, right? There are times to listen to songs and it doesn't just make any meaning, but you see people jumping and dancing and jubilating, and you begin to wonder, what could be the thing? Is it about the lyrics? Is it about the beats? Is it about the rhythm? So what do you have to say about that, Mommy Christie? Welcome.
Hi, everyone. It's good to see you. DJ, we had already said hi. Allan and is that Angel? It's nice to meet you. Sometimes people
nice to meet you too.
Jump. Okay, thank you very much. Sometimes people just jump. It's not the message that is getting to them. Sometimes people are only listening to the rhythm. Sometimes people just want to put on a show. Sometimes people just want to be seen. Sometimes it is really the message. But you can't really ever know what's in people's minds. You're not a mind reader. You're not clairvoyant. You're not a spiritist. So I think the onus is on the worship leader, the music leader, to be sure what message they're bringing as they mount that stage. Who am I representing? What am I trying to pass across? Who am I trying to reach? Whose message? And
Oh,
Wow.
she's good.
We may have lost her.
Oh, okay. We lost that connection there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. She's back now. She's in.
okay, I don't know what happened.
Welcome back.
Okay, so I was saying that what's most important is that the carrier of the message is aware what they're carrying and what they're supposed to convey when they climb up on that stage. So people jump for various reasons, and I've seen people just I have to use this is a Christian platform. They jump in the flesh, and sometimes you can tell this person is just putting up an act. It's not that the Spirit of God is really moving the person and all of that. So much as we're supposed to lead the people, what we're really supposed to do is connect with the Father and hope that they're tuned up enough to key into what we're doing. But we can't be sure what is at the back of people's minds when they're jumping around on the stage or jumping around or coming to the front to whatever. If we're singing praise songs and people are dancing, that's good. But when you're worshiping and people are either just staring or looking and standing like statues or jumping or making a show, it's really up to the people and who they are trying to impress at the end of the day. So I guess that's what I hope I got the question right, because I jumped in the middle of the statement.
You got it.
Okay.
Yeah, and just to add to that, right?
Yes, you did. Because yes, you did. Because at times you would see someone singing. Okay, all right. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So just to add to what Christie was saying, there's a singer up in Florida. His name is Unique Ray, right? He's a musician, a writer, a singer. And if you listen to this guy and you really pay attention to what he's doing, what he's saying, it's very, very interesting. Because if I said to you, I'm from St. Vincent, or I said to you, I'm from Trinidad, right? Right away, you think this guy is going to sing some soca gospel, right? And so the people, you go up there and you say, hi, I hail from Trinidad and Tobago. And just like that, most people in the audience get ready to jump, right? But like going back to this guy, Unique Ray, this guy album is so, the range of music is so wide that there's a song on that album for everyone, right? And he is from Jamaica, right? When we hear a singer is from Jamaica, just off the bat, we think reggae music, right? So a lot of times when you go to a concert and everybody's like they're just jumping up and down, right? One, I believe it has to do a lot with our culture, right? So we hear a Rastaman hear a rhythm that sounds like Peter Tosh or Jimmy Cliff, and right away he starts to and the Trinidadian, the Vincentians, and the rest of the Caribbean with into the soca music. We are ready for that, right? But like Christie was saying, is when you come to a concert, why you here? Why did you come to this concert? Did you come to this concert because you want to be reminded of the dance hall? Or did you come to this concert because you want to get something, right? So it's the mindset that they come to these concerts, these functions with, they come with an objective in mind. They're ready for what they came for. If you walk into a concert and you saw Wendy Mitchell and you saw Bridget Blucher, you're ready for Bacchanal, right? You're ready for a Bacchanal because you know their background, right? But for people who doesn't know their backgrounds, they come in unprepared until they hear the singer starts, but yeah. So I think that's what that drives a lot of these reactions that you see in these in these functions. It has a lot to do with that as well.
I think she's frozen again. Angel, what do you think? Wow. Let me ask you.
Okay, as far as, can y'all repeat that question again? Because I'm hearing different things. So
I think she was
saying, I want to make sure I'm on the right track here.
I think she was saying that there's scenarios where there's music that it seems like not to have much content, you know, maybe lyric doesn't sound great, but people seem to be jumping up and getting excited about it and stuff like that. And I think
yeah. So you receive barrage of.
Well, I mean, I just feel like you have some people that is not a writer. They say that they write, but when you hear what they're saying, I mean, you be like, really, you know, wow, this is a song, okay, you know, but they think in themselves that they're really writing something. So they put all this beat and they're saying this is the jam. I mean, personally, I have had some artists, you know, back then that would present me with music. And when you listen to it, it's like, wow, what are they talking about? What is they singing? But I done got caught up at this point with the music where I'm like, shoot, you know, this music is taking over what they're saying. So really what they're saying is nothing, but the music is tend to make them say something. You get what I'm saying? You can say like, I love bubblegum, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? And you get a good beat to that. What I'm saying about that bubblegum is nonsense, because I'm talking about how it just cracks. You can crack and blow bubbles and all of this, but if there's a music behind it, that music tends to send a message of a feel good. So you might have someone that might hear the song that was going through depression, but listening to that beat, they're not paying attention about chewing bubblegum is good. You know, they're listening to this beat. And I think that's what it is. A lot of people are so caught up on the beat. But the thing is, when you write things, it's not all about the beat all the time. It's good to have a good beat, but try to have a song that has meaning. Because if that beat goes off, is there a message to that song that can minister to me at the end of the day? Or give me a remembrance of something, instead of saying, girl, that beat was just good. But they say, but what was the song about? I don't know. It said something about bubblegum. That's it.
That is perfect.
And you know, somebody right now is writing a bubblegum song as we speak, right?
I know, right? Like, okay, we're gonna write her a bubblegum song and see about this.
But you know, I have to agree. You know, I agree, and I hold to a slightly different opinion. Sometimes I think it's true. You know, you do have music, and you know, some does convey stories, some conveys great, you know, great biblical truths and all kinds of stuff. I also think sometimes there's other times where people just do tracks, and it is like you say, just to feel good. They want people to come out, you know, dance, have a great time, and it may not be bubblegum, but I know where you're going with that it may not be something, you know, real deep, you know, like oh, you know, in Psalm 20, no, it may not be that. It might be just, you know, jump around if you're happy for Jesus, you know, just jump in the farm, jump in the club, jump here, jump are you happy, and I think that music has, well, you know, because it does lift your spirits, and you know, and it's interesting because a lot of the time, sometimes, you know, the song might sound like it don't mean much, but then when you talk to the person that wrote it, when they tell you, well, actually, this is what I did, and it got me out of, as you were saying, depression or something like that, or it took me through. I just used to keep saying this over and over again. My pocket won't be empty. My pocket won't be empty. And you know what? I made a song out of it, and I used to sing it. And you know, it helped me when my pocket was empty. I was declaring, my pocket won't be empty. My pocket won't be empty. So I think, you know, that there is that entertainment value that goes with music, as well as, you know, our spiritual side, that we're looking for this great revelation, and you know, it's have deep meaning and meaningful videos. Sometimes it's just, you know, it's good to have a bit of fun as well. And you know, anyone else out there that does make fun music, make your fun music, you know, and if you're doing serious music, and if you can cover all areas and all genres, and hey ho, you the guy, you the girl, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, and like I was talking about Unique Ray before, right? Every time I hear his arrangement, like there's certain time that I call what I call the Star Search generation.
Mm-hmm.
If you recall, and if you guys, been to the club, right? If you recall going to the club and Freddie Jackson comes on, Rock Me Tonight, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just the first note, from you don't want to hear nothing else, right? You hear that and you're ready, right? And if you, and if you guys are old enough to remember Star Search, but if you look at Star Search, right? It was the song with the dramatic ending that used to captivate the audience. The audience said, "Wow!" and that's the winner. Right? These guys who just captivate all these dramatic ending. So, so yeah. When Angel was saying with the beat is. You can have good lyrics and a bad beat, or vice versa, right? The thing
That's
is,
right.
so there's where the producer comes in, right? The producer comes in where when you come in with some lyrics and you decide that this is how I want it to sound, right? The producer comes in and says, well, how about you try this? Right? Let's try this. And there are some singers that will say, oh, no. I don't want to try nothing. This is what I want. Right? But I always say that producer been doing this for quite a while, and he's been doing it, chances are, with a wider variety than you have been singing. Right? He knows, he studies this stuff. He watches a lot of videos online. He listens to a lot of different music. So when you come in with your four on the floor, and that producer might start saying, how about you try a 3/4 and see if you like it. And right away you shut that producer down. That it's so I always tell you, when you come into a studio and you sit down with a producer, make sure you are open to ideas. Make sure that you're not you don't have tunnel vision and say, okay, this is what I want. We just released a song called America, and that song started off like a 3/4 beat, and then the producer turned it into something completely different, and it's much better than it used to be in a 3/4 beat, right? So just some quick advice to the singers, like when they come into a studio. One, always find a producer that you are comfortable 100% with. If you are not 100% satisfied and comfortable and not afraid or shy around that producer, you are in the right place, right? If you find out a producer, you go in and that producer sits there and listens to you and brainstorm with you and come up with all these ideas, right? You're in the right place. And another thing, when you go into a studio, not everybody could afford 10 microphones in a studio, right? So I tell people, go on your downtime, go to an electronic store, sing on some microphones, make a note of what microphone it was. See if you like your voice sounding good in this Sony mic. When you go to the studio, say, hey, listen, I was singing in this mic at B&H and it sounds really good. Do you have that? Stuff like that is stuff that they need to, like, if you want to make that perfect song, if you really want to be when you walk out to that studio with that copy on your flash drive, you must love it. You must be jumping around because, oh my Lord, I got it done right. You know what I mean? So there's just like a bunch of like little things that I really think that artists should be aware of. It's a wide range of you got to start from small. You got to start from saying, okay, my name is Tom. I want to be a singer. What kind of song I want to sing? Do I want to write it? Who do I want to play on? Plot out that whole storyline. Write it down on paper. Check it off when you're done. Like, I like to see everything on paper and just make a check, like a project plan. Okay, here's where I am today. I want to get there by this date, and just keep going. And don't compromise. Listen to other people who's been doing it. Don't think that you know it all. Listen to other people who's been doing it. All right. Yep. Oh, Imara's back. Hi there. Can you hear us, Imara? I think she's frozen.
I'm not sure she can. Hey, Mara, can you hear us?
And Christie's back as well.
Hey, Christie, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Oh, you can. Okay. Imara, can you hear us?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Frozen again.
Yeah. I could continue with, like some of the things until she comes out. And some of the things that, artists should be aware of before they go into the studio, right? Contrary to popular beliefs, producers and engineers are perfectionists. And there's a reason for that. Because when your song goes out there, their name is on that song, right? Their name is on that song as the producer, as the engineer, right? So we like to make sure that whatever our names are on, it is, in our opinion, perfect, right? I have had people come into the studio and spend 2 hours, and we do a rough song, and I give it to them. And a couple of days later, I hear it on the radio. or it's on YouTube. It's playing. I'm like, why did you do that? We haven't even started to work on this song. And here you are, sending it out online. It's right. So because in my opinion, it doesn't song right. And so yeah, sit with your producer, get everything, go. I'm not telling you to agree with everything they say, but listen and try to understand what they're saying. Ask a whole lot of questions. People say to me, I don't want to bother you, I'm like, bother me, because my name is going to go out on this product, right? So go ahead and bother me. Don't be afraid to bother me, and this one is for, the album makers, right? You have the song maker and you have the album maker. So someone will come into your studio and they'll say, I have a song that I want to do. Okay, fine. So if you walk into a studio and you want to do a song, most likely you're going to either agree to or disagree and not do it with the rate of the studio. But if you're going into a studio and say, listen, man, I got 10 songs to do, be prepared to the artist, be prepared to negotiate, right? Because not everybody can afford these expensive studios, right? So be prepared to, and try not to lowball anybody, right? Be prepared to negotiate at not lowballing or insulting that producer. Try not to insult that producer's intelligence. If the producer say, I'm going to charge you $50 an hour, try not to tell that producer, how about 10? Right? Try not to say, well, how about $10? And that's crazy. I had a lady call me and wanted me to arrange a song for her. And when I told her my price, she says, oh my God, really? I said, yeah, what were you expecting? She said about $20. And I was like, $20?
For how many hours that you have to spend on
exactly
on the track. It doesn't
exactly.
It doesn't. And you know what? I just say this as well while you're saying that. You have to pay people their worth. You have to pay. I think even the Bible says you have to pay the worker his wages.
Thank you. Yes.
You can't expect everything either free or you know, or the lowest possible. We know that God is working, and I'll just say this: yes, God is, you know, God's moving your project, God is opening doors, but God never told you not to pay people for the work that you are about to do, because if you really believe it's from God, He's the one that will give you the increase anyway. So when you go out on these projects and, you know, you just expecting people to fall over their feet. I have a principle. I'll share this with. I got this from my ex-wife. We used to be in business together, right? And she said she never does anything for free, and or she would not accept anybody doing a job for her for free. And I said, well, they're giving it to me. She goes, no, because there's something about that contract of it being free can sometimes make the other person feel that they don't have to really oblige and do it. So you should always try to offer something in order to, to almost seal that deal. You may not have the full amount if the person says, well, I feel, but you try to offer something, not just hold back and not offer anything at all. So I've really tried to keep that principle with, a lot of things that I do music wise and stuff like that as well. And I believe it really works, but I think it's important if you are out there, please, not because God said mean that gives you the opportunity for you not to bless the person who's going to give up their time, their effort, their equipment to help your project, and you're just going to ride off the coattails of that without even thinking I need to give something towards that, or even coming back after your success and saying, right, that guy helped me from day one, let me help him out a bit. Sorry, I'll come off my soapbox.
Now DJ Val, you done said something right now that it got me started now. You done opened up something. I tried to sit here and I'm like, okay, and I'm hearing other things and I'm like, Lord, okay, word my mouth on how to say this, because a lot of people know that sometimes I say things, I speak raw, with it. I'm not coming sugarcoating and trying to make people's ears feel good sometimes, but I just tell it the way it is. And you said something that I feel it was lining up with what I was hearing to share. We know that the topic of this is what artists should know. I just want to touch a little bit off what you were saying and our brother was saying. I want to let the artists know out here that when you have a person that's being a blessing, I'm going as far as radio now, station. When you have someone that is playing your music and they're being a blessing for years after years and after years, and they being a blessing, and you're saying that, oh, you've been blessed and my song is going to the next level, and you see this person or people, day in and day out, just promoting and doing and playing and stuff. And then they say to sow, there's nothing wrong with sowing. And it just seemed like, I'm not saying all artists. I'm not going to say all artists, because there have been artists that will give. But you got a lot of artists that know they can do something and they won't do it. And then they make promises about what they're going to do, and then they don't do it. They run and hide. What are you hiding for? You open up your mouth and said you was going to sow, you was going to do this. Be about what you say, because then you're looking like a liar. And to me, I feel like people like me and all of us that have stations and we have networks where we are day and night getting the artists' music put out there and everything, why not sow into good ground? So many people want to sow into mess. So many people are sowing into lies and deceit of what they feel that's going on when they're, I'm going to say this for an example. A person have a good word that sound good, you will sow into that. But you won't sow into the ground where the music is playing all over the world. People is hearing this. You don't want to sow. All you do is say, you hit like, you don't share, you don't say anything to the person, but they were all of this and that when they was being a blessing for years. You know what I'm saying? But then when you say, if you've been blessed by Coca-Cola Ministries, I'm using this for an example, Coca-Cola station or the Pepsi station, sow into that station, you know what I'm saying, and you don't do it, it's not right. And then you get mad when they stop playing your music. That's not fair, because they are worthy of the labor. I'm not talking about just me, but I'm talking about those that's around the world that have television ministries, that have radio station ministries, doing things online to promote and to help. Start sowing into the good ground, and when you said that, DJ Val, and our brother Allen, that kind of shook up something in me. Like, wow, these are some of the things that artists that should know, and some of them do know, but they don't want to do it. So that's what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
Because you can't take advantage of that. You can't. No. You shouldn't take advantage of that.
You shouldn't. You shouldn't. And I think the thing is that there isn't a prescribed amount, but your appreciation is great for you to say thank you. Sometimes if you gave maybe, you're American, so maybe a $20, a £10 or £5, or we're not looking for thousands. We're not saying that you owe us the right.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just a little something that goes out there, because at the end of the day, as I said, we all rely on one another. And I just think, if you're coming up through the ranks, I understand that you're under pressure. Back. We understand that you're under pressure and you want to get your project out, but just take a little bit of time and think about how you may have paid for the mastering, you've gone to Allan's studio and you've got it all done right, and then when it comes out to it being distributed, and how it is. There's some people that will play your music more than other people, and who they are.
Yeah.
Some the big stations, and they play it once. Some of the smaller stations, we might love your jam, so we're going to keep playing it, we're going to keep pushing it, we're going to keep doing stuff. I'm not advocating now because I'm saying people need to give me. I'm just saying that in terms of you thinking, to say to yourself, this person has been a blessing to me somehow, some way. I need to sow into that good ground, because as you sow into that ground that your music is gaining popularity on, surely when you come back with project 2, 3, 4, and 5, that ground would have grown, right? So you're going to get an even bigger platform. Yeah,
that's right. Exactly. That's what I was saying. It's not just me. You know what I'm saying? But it's a lot of us that has been in the game for years, you know what I'm saying, and been doing. And a lot of people, it's their job. A lot of people not working no 9 to 5 or no 10 to 4. A lot of people, they do their shows, they putting their all into it, and they're doing it themselves. But it comes at a point of time when a person need, the station need help or a ministry need help. There's nothing wrong with sowing and being a blessing, because then too, that makes that person feel like, wow, I'm really making a difference. You have to look at all of that. I mean, they're quick to pay. You pay for mixing and mastering. You know what I'm saying? After the mixing and mastering, who gonna play your music? You gonna go to a station and do it. And a lot of stations ain't gonna be a blessing all the time. They be talking about it's a pay before you play. You know what I'm saying? Some type of thing. So, I just felt like putting that out there, because I know it's a lot of people that have talked about sowing into ministry, sowing into stations, sowing into people, producers and other things, promoters and everything that are doing things. It's nothing wrong with sowing and being a blessing, because they are one of the ones that's, getting you really out there. Being heard, your music is being spent all the time. You're making top 10 charts. I mean, come on. Really, so I just wanted to touch a little bit about that, since we were talking about things that artists should know. So if you're an artist and you listening in and you
all
didn't
right,
know
thank
that,
you. Thank you so much. I believe every gospel out there has heard all that has been said.
Yep. Go ahead.
Going again.
Imara, can you hear me?
It keeps going back and forth, going out.
So just to touch on what you guys were saying about sewing, right? So one of the other things I tend to kind of dive into is there are some singers, ministers out there who they really don't take their craft seriously. right? They look at their gospel music singing career as a side thing. You know, you may have a 9 to 5. If you put in 100% into your ministry, your music.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So before I go off, what I want to bring this back home, Mommy Christie, looking at the Nigerian gospel music scene, what would you have loved to see us do differently compared to where you are coming from? Because you've been in this for so long.
We have lost both of them.
Yeah.
All right. So until we get them back, right? Now, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can. I can hear you.
I can hear you, Allan. Imara, can you hear us?
I don't think she can.
You know what?
Yeah, I can hear you. I just asked, like Mommy Christie has gone off the radar. I just asked a question. I directed a question to her.
Yeah, we heard.
Yeah, I directed a question to at Mommy Christie.
Yeah, but we lost her.
Yeah, she's not on.
She gone.
Yes, I can.
Oh no.
Yeah, I think Imara is hearing us on a delay. She's probably listening to.
Yeah, it seems really weird.
Yeah. Yeah, because I noticed when I was talking, it was like it got loud on that part, and then when you were talking, it got loud again. So I don't know how that's going. I think she's not hearing. Once we're talking, it's not being heard.
Okay.
It's like a delay almost.
Mommy, did you get the question I asked?
Yeah.
I got another feeling.
Yeah, you can't.
Maybe because they're both in Nigeria. Maybe she's picking her up and she's not seeing us.
Yeah.
Mara,
can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Now we can.
Hear me? It's Christie.
Okay, we can hear you.
Going into people. Yeah.
It's going back out again.
And the music ministers always, the attitude is we are the ones that always.
Do you think someone is listening to like a Facebook feed or?
Yeah, there's another feed going on in the background. I can hear that.
Yeah, it is.
Imara?
Because she sound kind of far talking. You can't really hear her.
Yeah, so like I was saying, you know, I will continue until they come back. Yeah, I always tell people like you have to really believe that what you do, your gospel ministry, you have to believe that that is your bread and butter. You have to like start developing that mindset. Right?
Yeah.
And just dig in.
Okay.
Just dig in and you know, focus on.
Can you hear me real time now?
Yeah, we're hearing you, Imara.
Yes.
But she's not hearing us real time.
Yeah.
No.
She's not hearing us real time.
So on the blog, let's see, we have. I see one of my artists, Janice Charles, is on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she's a special lady, let me tell you.
Is it Thomas?
When Janice Charles come into a studio, she has her lyrics, she has the chords, she has the melody, and she's ready.
Okay, Mommy is back now. So let me quickly drop this before I go off. I asked a question. I said, you've been in this thing for long. So looking at the gospel scene right now compared to where you're coming from, what would you have loved you see us do differently? Or are you satisfied with what you're seeing now?
Are you asking me, Christie? Are you talking to Christie right now?
Yes, sis, she's talking to you.
Okay. Well, what would I have preferred that people did differently? I would really like to see people pay attention to their craft. That's what Allan was saying. People go together and knock some sounds in the studio and call it a song. And then they wonder why people like Keith Green are still around after 40 years of dying. Keith Green's songs cannot die. And he's been dead since 1977. And one of the strange things about Keith Green's music is that it sounds like there's no rhythm to it, no style, but the life in music is so vibrant. It's still alive 40 years after he's dead, 50 years after he's dead. It's incredible. So what I prefer to see people do differently is, because it's gospel music doesn't mean you can just go Jesus, bang, 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 and then that's music. Pay attention. I don't think we're going to hear any mediocre music when we get to it. And the Bible says, let thy will be done on earth as in heaven. And so if heaven is going to be full of skillful music, we can't cut corners. So I would really prefer people to spend time. And then also, one more thing. You go to different kinds of programs. Some people have all the equipment. Some people don't. I have a problem with a music minister getting on stage, and because the music is not very good, you completely lose yourself, lose focus, lose concentration, lose whatever it is you went there with. I think that every music minister should train themselves to the point where if there are no music equipment even, you can still go ahead and minister. I think the music must be afraid to minister a cappella if it comes down to that. Because what you carry is more than the sounds of the instrument. It's the sound of heaven. So when there are instruments backing that up, that's powerful. When there are no instruments, your voice is an instrument itself. And if it's carrying heaven sound, it won't matter if there are no accompanying instruments. Belt out what is in your spirit, and this blessing will come up. Same praise will go to God. So those are some of the things I would say I would like to see done differently. Yeah.
Amen. Amen.
Wow.
Amen.
Yeah.
Imara is struggling here, you know.
Yep. I think Christie had got talking about.
And you know what? When she was saying what she had just said, I would say, as far as what I would like to see a lot of artists do, is have more confidence in yourself. Like, don't beat yourself down. Don't think that you're not good enough. Try to think that it can be better. You can get better. Like some artists will say, I've dealt with that will say, I don't think my music sounds the best. To me, I think it sounds good. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling the power of the Lord. I'm feeling, but some people some artists are kind of hard on themselves. They want to be better, and nothing is wrong with that. But I feel at some point, just stay focused. Let the Lord guide you. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that you have good production, even managing with your music as well. But at the same token, don't be down on yourself, where you're self-conscious. You know what I'm saying? Because it can be good somewhat where you can feel like I'm not good, I can get better. But don't let it get you depressed, is what I'm saying. to cause you to want to give up on your dream, or to cause you to want to give up on writing and singing. If that's something that God called you to, then He will perfect that. So I just wanted to say, just to the artists, to just be encouraged, because it will get better. It will.
Yep, very true, man. And what she talked about with writing a song and being able to deliver that song, even a cappella, right? You can walk into an environment, and I've seen it 85% of the concert I've been to in Brooklyn. The song system sounds like an old cardboard box, right? And I've seen singers get agitated over that, right?
Yeah,
They
do.
You should, tell that fella, turn that system off, and I'm gonna sing. You could deliver that song because one, you wrote it. It was well written.
That's right.
It's got a story. It's got the words, lyrics in there that people can, deal with and have some sort of effect on their emotion without hearing the bakadang, bakadang, bakadang. That what she was saying there is so true. It is so true.
Yeah. Yep. I agree 100%. 100%. When you practice in those difficult situations, and I can only take it back. I'm not a singer at all in any way, shape, or form. But sometimes, like, I'm in church, and there isn't anyone there that is part of the chorus team that can sing and stuff. And you just have to raise up the choruses. You got to start singing. You got to lead people in that place of worship. And I found that over the years of doing it, you actually become okay with no band. You're all right. It's a small meeting and you need to do something. You're actually okay. Yeah, your voice might not be as great as some of the the singers that are out there, but putting yourself in that situation where there is no technology and it is just you and your audience, you should still be able to deliver just as good as if you're whether in a studio environment or you've got the best PA and the best engineers in the whole wide world, because
right.
people came to hear your voice. And with or without a mic, people need to be able to hear your voice. So yeah, we would I would really hold to that. So anyone out there that's frightened of doing intimate, close events, acoustic sets, those are the kind of things and they build your confidence as well, because if you can do those kind of things, and you can get on any big stage with a big band, and you're cool.
One of the
that's right.
You gotta look at it. You look at Patti LaBelle. You look at Patti, Aretha Franklin, Etta James. I'm going way back.
Yeah.
These are people that can just deliver with or without.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. Their voices sound like they got the whole band in it, man, when they start singing. Okay, Mara, you're back.
And along that same line, right? There are some singers who, like, they're going to become very timid to sing without music, right? Except for like the singers who are like, who take part in like their praise and worship team in church. For the singers who are just part of the congregation, that sings along with the congregation, that can lip sync if they want to, those are the ones who gets timid when there's no music. And something I always tell singers, you should be able to walk into my studio, look me dead in my eyes, and sing to me. I should be able to tell you, go ahead, sing now, and you just sing. So I tell everybody all the time, when you're home, practice on your family. Sit them down in the living room for 20 minutes. Sing your song to them, like if you're in Madison Square Garden, right? It's good practice. Don't just sing in the shower. Don't just sing in front of the mirror. Sing in front of your kids together. Your parents together, your friends. Sing to them. That builds confidence.
Amen.
Hi, Mara.
Imara, are you back?
Wow.
Oh. It's like as soon as she comes back on, it just freezes her out, man.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But you're right. You know, perfect practice makes perfect, and the more you practice, then and it does. I'll be, from what we do as presenters on the radio station. You know how your first show was, right? When you first came out, and it was a little bit like, people encouraged you, and they said, "Yeah, you did good," But you listen back to it now, you're thinking, that wasn't really good, but thank God, because we're at a point now where, studio might not be working right. Something's not going out the right way, but you still know that you can get on with your show and do your thing because you know your craft, and that gives you the confidence to say, I can go anywhere, and I can do this, anywhere at all. And
that's true.
Again, same for the, if you're a musician out there, you should be comfortable in every scenario. I'd take a step further and say that, one of the things I did when I was a sound engineer in church was I made sure that all of the worship team and the choir, they understood how to put a PA together and how it worked for them to get like a basic sound to come out, a good sound to come out. And invariably when they go to these places, just like you're saying, place, and either the person doing the PA don't really know what they're doing, or the PA isn't really great. So these ladies and these guys would then go out and they have the knowledge of how to set things. So I said, okay, I can get a great sound if I do this, and then and that gives you confidence as well that you can go out there and perform at any kind of level anywhere by just knowing a little bit more than just being on the stage and hoping that everything around you works really great. So yeah.
Yep. As a matter of fact, I just started I just started doing some online actually mixing some of my songs live online. And,
wow.
Recording background vocals. I had this guy Bobby Silverall. I don't know if you ever heard of Alvin Slaughter, but
yeah, I know Alvin Slaughter. Yeah, I heard of him. Don't know him.
Okay, yeah. Looks like I'm back.
Bobby Silverall.
So,
Alvin Slaughter.
When you listen to a song, can you say if the artist is spirit-filled or not?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I believe God can give you discernment. He'll give you discernment on that. Because I've heard some great worship. And you can tell that they are spirit-filled. You know what I'm saying? It's like a discernment. I can't really describe that. But if you're playing certain songs, you can feel the power of the Lord and you can feel the sincerity of it. And even from the artists, you know what I'm saying, as well. So I believe that in so many ways that God will give you the discernment to know that this is someone that is spirit-filled. And this is a song that he has given them what I call straight from the heavens.
True. Very true.
Because it's been times that I was going through things. Even now, I can say a lot of the artists that might be tuning in now, if I'm playing your music, a lot of them have written, worship music, and that music ministers to me as I'm downloading it. You know what I'm saying? Into the system. And you can just feel that vibe that, wow, God really used this person, to minister to me, in a lot of ways with the music. So I believe that wholeheartedly that you can tell.
And the gift of God's, the gifts from God, they come without repentance. So you can be spirit-filled and you can be gifted. But that does not, that does not always necessarily mean that, even your behavior, belies the gift that God has given you. Some people, that's their job. They will sing down the heavens and the earth. But, you may check maybe you check them out and you find that, oh, well, hold on a second, things don't seem a little bit right at home, or I wouldn't expect the person to behave that way, or you've had a personal encounter with them as well. But I mean, that's why God is just so great with what he gives, you know, I would say this, regardless of whether you're spirit filled or not, I really believe that God wants you to develop that gift and take it to the next level, you know, because you know, I have this thing with people as well. You know, you talk about, well, you know, over here we play soccer, right? Football. And, you know, you can have some really gifted football players that they could wake up in the morning and you give them that ball and they will dribble all over the field and score the goal at the other end while the other people are looking like, oh. Others, they are not as gifted, so they have to train and practice. And the ones that I really believe become excellent football players, and I'm not an expert on this, is the one that have the gift and the ability, but they're also happy to be trained and developed. They're happy to do the 5-mile run that isn't related to football to build up their stamina. They're happy to do all the drills and all this other stuff in the back room in order for them to come out and really polish and show off the gift that God has really been able to give them. And I think it's just like the story of the talents, right? You're given the talent, and the whole idea is for you not to bury it in the ground and come back with exactly the same thing. The whole idea is for you to go away, you know, and make something of that and actually bring it back, you know, with interest and with a dividend on top of it. So, yeah, you know, that's just, yeah. That's just me. That's just me.
That's true.
I mean,
no, but that's true what you're saying. You know, that is true.
And you see, there's a young lady on the blog as well, Janice Charles. That's my artist, right? When Janice Charles come into a studio, like I said before, she is prepared, and everything is documented, written out, typed out, or handwritten out, with chords and melodies and bridges and choruses. Like everything is structured out, right? And the question was, you know, can you tell when somebody is spirit filled or just, you know, acting this part? You know, you see Janice Charles in a studio, you gotta like make sure there's room for her to dance. All right, you gotta like just let her loose. and any little thing that Janice, and you could tell that she's so focused. The littlest things that she hears, she'll say, okay, right there, you got to change that. You got to do this over here. Got to do that over there. You know, so that's how you know. So that's one example. On the flip side of that, where you feel that this person is not spirit filled, is where they can just say, you know what, I just put this line over there. It's gonna sound right. You know, don't tell me just because the first line was 1 and 1 is 2, doesn't mean that the second line should be I'm all over you, just because it rhymed, right? So that's when I could tell when singers come in and they have a line and they can't figure out what the next line should be, and they just say, okay, just put this in there. You know, like, no, that's not how it works, right? And that's how you could tell. There's no. Let me tell you a quick story. I had an artist who had a tragedy in his family, and you know, I wanted to give them this song to sing at a funeral. So they came in. They suggested a song. I said, no, you cannot sing that song at a funeral. So I suggested a song. And from the time they heard the song, they were like, it was like I didn't just suffer this loss. The whole demeanor of the person, she was like, wow, that's a nice song, man. People are going to want to hear it again. Yeah, let me sing that one. That one's like, what happened to the tragedy that you just suffered in your family, right? And that's how I can, like, sometimes I sit back when artists come in and I try to like get into their heads, and that's when I know, like, who do I take seriously? Who do I put a lot of my effort into, right? Who do I really try to make their song perfect? Who? You have to show me that you want your song to be perfect. If you don't, guess what? I'm not doing it. I'm not going to put 100% into this song when you're putting 50, right? So you have to really like show that you know, this, I want it to be done right. you know. So that's my take.
Yeah. Welcome, mommy. You came back in. I asked a question that when you listen to a song, can you tell if the artist is spirit filled by mere listening to a song?
Is your microphone on, Christie?
Yeah, I can see her,
Unmute
but
your
you can't
mic,
hear nothing.
please.
Is she talking?
Okay, so
I think she looked like she was frozen.
usually I can tell. I can. A lot of songs you hear and you know that the person is just good with playing with words. So he or she puts the words together and the song comes out really beautiful. But most times I can tell if the person who's singing is spiritual or not. And it's not usually about the beauty of the voice or the beauty of the song. It's about the life in the song. And I can pick that up. And the first thing that puts me off, though, is when you're singing and I pick out the words you're singing. You're trying so hard to sound mellifluous, if that's the word. You're trying so hard to sound like you're all put together, and I can't pick out your words. I switch off immediately because there's no message for me there. I didn't come to hear the melody, so to speak, of your music. I came to hear the life. And the life is contained in the words, and if I can't hear them, then I give up the song completely. And beyond that, I can tell most of the time if a song is from a very spiritual place or not, simply because that's what I for. I listen to a song. I'm not taken by the music so much as the life. Sometimes you get a double blessing by having the music and the life hit you together. Fantastic music, powerful spirituality, and that's usually a double blessing any day. Yeah.
Yeah, these things have to be taken. They have to take these things very seriously when composing a song. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. So I think Imara is frozen again. So
Yeah.
That line of conversation. But honestly, I don't know if all of you feel the same way. You can just hear a song and know that, okay, this person is good, they have a good producer, but there's no life in this, as beautiful as the songs. I don't know if anybody else agrees with me or has experienced that.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I do as well. For me, it's a little bit more difficult as well. And I'll explain why. Because, you know, I also feel that there is sometimes, you know, especially in the current environment with gospel music, there's a lot of pressure for people to produce. And in that producing, you know, it's, and unless God is giving you this amazing download all the time, even you as a spirit-filled person, there's a possibility that you'll come up with just, oh, let me just put this track together. I need something to keep myself relevant. I need to keep myself something, you know, keep myself in the charts or keep myself on people's Instagram or Facebook. So I think that does play sometimes the part in terms of how people produce and send out their music, that sometimes you find a track from someone who you would say, I would have expected better. And it almost feels as if it's a bit of a filler track, like, well, this will bridge the gap till I get ready to release that really big track that I want to release a little bit later on. So I find, and this is kind of like I said, in my own personal opinion, I see that happen quite a lot. I know the idea of producing albums is not really a great thing anymore. Most people want to do singles because that way the single can run, then you can run another single, then you can run another single, and it's keeping you out there. But I think sometimes there is that pressure. Sometimes the people feel that they have to come up with something, and in them coming up with things, they help God, and they help God. Unfortunately, we as the end user realize that doesn't almost carry the same weight or anointing as, you know, another track that we heard. So
That's right. Very true, man. Christie, is your microphone muted?
Yeah, I said I wanted to add, I find with myself that I am not a songwriter. I sing. I could pick up someone else's song and God will pump life into it. But I'm not strong with songwriting. I've written very few songs in my life, and but I know that those songs are alive because they came from a place of. But then I find that when I go into the studio, I find studio a restrictive environment. So I probably am a recording artist. I'm a performing artist, I think, because when I'm inside that studio, I seem to freeze. I seem to not find the kind of expressions I find when I'm on a live stage. So I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. Maybe you guys know what it is, but I find that I could pick up a song, sing it, and it comes alive on a stage. But when I go into the studio, I feel like I'm locked in a small space and something just freezes. I still go ahead probably and do the songs. I know that I feel, nah, it doesn't sound like what I hoped it would sound like, or this is not what I really wanted to do.
You need to be recording live recordings. Live on stage. Studio, recording live on stage. Everything is live. No studio.
Yep. But you know, like from a studio perspective, when I am introduced to a new artist, I would have like conversations with this person on the phone, like we knew each other all our lives, right? Because I expect that when you come in here, you can tell me just I want to lie down, and you just go ahead, lie down, take a rest. Whenever you're ready, get up, you know, and we'll do it. We'll sing again, right? I want that when you come in here, by the time I'm finished with you on the phone, I start conditioning your mind to get accustomed to me, get accustomed to my voice. I'll video call you, I'll laugh and chat with you. So by the time you come into my studio, you feel at home. You know, you feel very, and I have a few artists like Janice Charles. She will tell you, like, once you come in here, we are like best friends until we're finished and further done with the project. Okay, and you know, I don't just provide equipment, tell you to sing. You know, I kind of like guide you along, right? From point A to point Z, right? I kind of like work with you, not just record you and send you on your way, right? I'm not like I like to develop a relationship with an artist that you can call me at midnight and say, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? Right? Because like I said before, I'm on the line. I'm on the line. People are gonna see my name on this product. You know, you, my artist, I depend on you to bring me business. So I'm gonna work with you. I'm gonna do everything to the best of my ability, and that's it. You know, we have to. So Christie, if you was to ever come to my studio, trust me, you will stand up in front of me and just sing. Because I will get you into that zone. I got to get you into that zone where you're comfortable here. You could go in my refrigerator if you want. You could go make tea if you want. You could lie down on my chair if you want. You could do whatever you want. When you come in here, I want to make sure that you are comfortable, you're relaxed, and you just want to work and deliver your best. That's it.
That's a beautiful thing, man. It is. I find that works really well with again what you're saying, Alan, and I'm sure Angel, you'll bear witness to this as well, right? You know, when you have guests on, that you have a chat with them before you bring them on for an, you know, you have a, you know, let's talk about you growing up, let's talk about what it was like in high school and second university, your job, love life, your marriage, your kids, and all of that stuff just allows there to be, you know, you take away that you know, that
and yeah, Mommy Christie is a drummer as well. She plays the drums pretty well.
Oh, okay.
Wow, awesome.
I didn't know that.
Me either.
You would not be able to tell, right?
No.
No.
I'm very surprised, actually.
It's like highly favored highly favored Blake. I see her on a Sunday morning on this drum, and she's rocking, man.
Oh, you see her on the drum?
Yes. You never saw highly favored play the drum? It's amazing. She just sits there. She's so relaxed, and she's playing the drum.
Wow.
She does. Check her out.
I'm gonna have to check that out, man. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah.
Drums, please. Who plays the drums? Who plays the drums, please?
Christie, I heard you play the drums.
Me? How? Oh my God. I'm surprised.
We need to check you out now.
We have to listen to you play the drums.
I do play the drums, and I play a little bit of the saxophone too.
What?
That's amazing.
Oh wow! Now I love the sax.
Hello.
Yes.
Wow. That is awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah, it is.
I'm really surprised to hear you saw me playing the drums. That was Sunday.
Yeah. she plays the drums, yeah.
Yep. She's no getting that part. She's definitely on a delay.
Yeah, it is.
It's funny though. It's funny the way she just comes in and she's laughing. I mean, she was laughing before, right? And it just comes out like.
Okay, she's back. Mara.
I don't know if she's back. Say hi going out to my friend. I go. Hello.
Go.
Yeah, I love your music. Go.
She's not back.
And Jen Music, you need to send us your music. If you're out there and you got music, send it to us. Let us play it on our station. I've already asked Reverend Christie to make sure she send me her stuff. But you need to make sure we get some of your music. If you're out there as well, send us your music. Let's hear what you got. Don't keep it under the bushel. Put it on the hill so everybody can see the lights.
Yep.
I'm going to be starting up the top 10 charts countdown. It's called the top 10 countdown. And
okay,
what that was,
thank you all so much.
Some few years back, we played like one of the hottest songs from 12 artists, and then I have like 3 judges that is on. So I would like y'all to be part of the judges that night when I get ready to do it.
Count me in.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. It's like what we do is 12 artists get picked. A lot of artists has been on me like, when are you going to do this? This has been a long time. 12 artists are picked, and we take like just one. We'll promote who the artists are, and then we take one of the hottest songs and we play them. And then I have like 3 judges, and one of the judges that I had, his name is Mastodon in Italy. He was faithfully one of the judges. And what I do is spin the music of each artist, and at the very end, y'all pick who is number 1, who is number 2, and who is in the 3rd place. And the person that's they get the free promotion and everything like that. It's something that God touched my heart to do some years back, to keep the artists encouraged.
Oh yeah, count me in, woman of God. I love that. I love that.
Yeah, so I've been saying I was going to start that right back up. I said I was going to start it up. Yeah, so that'll be good to do, to start that back up and have everybody.
Yeah, count me in, man. Count me in. You gonna do it before Christmas or?
I'm thinking about starting the new year with that, because that way it can be promoted. It can be promoted very well.
Yeah, there isn't much time to Christmas.
So I wanted to make it. Yeah, so to me, it would be better to start it for the 2021. I think that would be awesome to do that, because it's a new year, you know what I'm saying, and we're starting it fresh, and then it can be promoted real good. So I definitely will keep y'all in contact about that.
Fantastic. Thank you.
People on this side of the pond.
So all the artists get ready. Yes, it's awesome.
I don't know if you know Easy. You know Easy Thomas.
Yeah.
All right. Easy Thomas is a good contact on this side of the water for a lot of the artists on this side of the world.
Okay.
You know, and
So
Yeah. Yes, I played her song Father. Her song Father has made the top 10 charts on the station.
right.
Okay.
Let me tell you, see, Easy Thomas is, I think, is someone that also takes her ministry serious. Because if you follow Easy from when she came out with the first song, you listen to the second one, listen to the third one, you could hear the improvement.
Good.
You could hear it coming, right? And let me tell you, Easy, one thing I admire about Easy Thomas is that you see what we were talking about before, the beat.
Yeah.
That's all good and well with her. But you listen to her lyrics, she's preaching to you. You know, she has a song called "Practice What You Preach," where she's rapping. You know, it's interesting. It's very interesting.
Wow.
Oh, y'all need to send me a link then so I can get her music and stuff.
Definitely. I think she's on the blog right now. Easy Thomas. Yep.
She is?
Okay.
Miss Thomas, find a way to connect with your boy DJ Val over here in the UK so I can push some of your stuff.
Yep. And Janice Charles is on there. Her name is Jan Charles.
Yeah, she's been commenting. I've seen that. Anybody that's on there, to be honest. I'll say it again, if you're a gospel artist and we have not got your music yet, we are all searchable on Facebook or, however you choose to find us. I'm on Facebook, Elder Val. I know Tonya's on. I know Allan's on as well. So, make sure that you send your music out. I'm requesting, Mommy Christie, you're hiding over there playing the drums and sending your music to the UK so that we can play it for you. So
we want a video of playing the drums, Mama Christie.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm so grateful. Thank you for.
Hi, Imara.
Oh, wow.
it's like she gets 30 seconds and it just times out. So I think she was saying goodbye.
Probably was, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's been past an hour and a half now.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess we have to say goodbye. It's been great.
I know. Be like, I'm so glad we had this time together.
We thank God. Sorry. All right. Shall we say our goodbye? That will allow her to know that we've gone, right?
Imara,
we're going.
Well, it looks like she's moving again. So.
Nah, she ain't talking though. We're going. Bye-bye.
I'm seeing.
Yeah, she's stuck again.
She said, let's share our final thoughts.
Oh, that was
Thank you so much. Thank you, Uncle Allan. Thank
DJ Val. Thank you, Tonya. Thank you, Mommy Christie. There you go. I finished it off, man.
Yeah. I know, right? I don't know, but I'm seeing something she typed saying, let's share our final thoughts. So are y'all seeing what I'm seeing?
Yeah, on the comments, right?
Yes.
So it's showing Facebook. Yeah.
Yep. So final thoughts to all of the ministers out there, perfect your craft.
Amen.
Take what you're doing very seriously. Look at it as your retirement fund, right? Because because you don't know if tomorrow you're gonna lose your job, right? You gotta look at this as your retirement. You gotta look at this for what it is, right? You have to remember why you are doing it. You have to remember why you're doing this. What is the purpose of me singing gospel music, right? You get those two things in line, and I think you'll be fine. Just get those two things in line. That's it.
Who's that?
I know,
me,
right?
think.
Right?
That's the time up. Oh, God. Mommy Christie, any final thoughts?
Well, I guess I could say, I guess his final thoughts is just to stay encouraged, no matter what. Just stay encouraged. Don't give up. Keep moving forward.
Yeah.
Because when you give up, then I guess you probably would say it really wasn't worth it all. Which at the end of the day, it is. So no matter how hard that it gets, I say keep trying. Keep singing, keep writing, keep pushing forward, and just remember to just stay prayed up and just keep God. Put Him first, and everything that you decide to do, just ask Him. Anything that you're confused about, just ask God to lead you and guide you in the area that you should go. And when you do that, when you seek Him first, then I feel that everything else will be made sweet.
Amen. I love that. Everything else will be made sweet. I love that. That's a good take on that.
And the war goes to.
I think, I can only echo what everybody else says. Everybody else is just full of wisdom, so I can't really say too much. But these things don't happen overnight. Sometimes it takes a little bit more persistence. I have a saying: success is not a straight line. So it don't necessarily mean you're going straight to the top. Sometimes you need to go down to the pit and then come back up out. And, you come out with all kind of different knowledge and a different place and a different revelation. But the most important thing is if you know that God said it, that He's going to make sure that He provides everything that you need in order for that vision to become a reality. So just stick at it, do everything that you can do and then let God do the rest. Amen.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, I would say,
Right.
don't forget Jesus. Forget Jesus is coming soon, and let's all be ready. People get ready.
All right.
There's a train. Don't need a ticket. You just get on board.
Yeah.
People get ready.
All right.
Train coming. Don't take it. Get on board.
And
So get ready to start. That's my last or my.
Wow, that's awesome.
Wow.
Mama Christie was
I like that. Yes. That's awesome. That's a great way to end the show.
I'm telling you.
All right, guys.
She already did the outro.
Yep.
Oh man.
All right, Imara, I think we wrap things
Bye,
up.
everyone.
All right. Done. Adios. Bye.
All right.
Bye.
Yes.
Take care, everybody. Wish you guys real good. Take care.
Okay, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today on the Voyage of Reality. I don't know what happens to my network. I am actually off my usual location. So probably that is why the network is misbehaving, or maybe the platform I am using. You see, now that I am all by myself, network decided to behave itself. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? Maybe the load was just too much for it. I don't know. But really, I want to say thank you to our panelists. Thank you for the honor. You don't want to know how I feel. You don't want to know how excited I am. It didn't cost me headache to get all of them back here. It didn't cost me had pain, had ache, and all the having to type and say, please, will you come? Please, will you come? No, I just requested and they obliged me. Thank you so much. I see humility. I was just thinking, I said, people that have attained that height, you know, it's not so difficult to access them. They are easily accessible. Then why are we at this level making things so hard for ourselves? Gospel artists, this is something we also need to learn. Humility is key. I see humility amongst our panelists today. None of them is below 50. I tell you, none of them is below 50. None. But you can see the simplicity and humility with which they talked to us today, with which they shared deep secrets with us today. So I pray that we also will be as accessible to people who are not our level. Really, I pray so, because we see lots of things. I want to say a big thank you to you all. Thank you so much for coming. And I know we learned a lot. Kindly share this, share this, share this. Lots of people need to learn what was discussed today and even 2 weeks ago. Thank you so much. This is the Voyage of Reality with yours truly, Imara Joyce. I have been through lots in this industry, and I don't want people coming behind or those my level to go through same, or even those ahead of me might also be experiencing the same thing. But we bring people here, resource persons, to teach us and expose things that we probably don't know, or that are probably hidden, or that we think we knew but didn't really know better. You know, so that's the essence of Voyage of Reality. They've taken us through their realities. They are in this thing. They know this thing. They've been through this thing. And so we are glad to hear from them. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Almost 2 hours. Ooh, your data. Time, they say, is money. As far as I'm concerned, you have all given me money. Thank you so much. I appreciate this. Thank you. God bless you. Have a blessed week ahead. And I'll see you again some other time. Hope my network behaves itself. Hopefully, it's been a fruitful journey. It's been a voyage of reality. Life's been a through this voyage of reality. It's been a voyage of reality. Life has taught me how to turn lemon into lemonade, sweet lemonade. And all I've been through, thank you out of first time. Today, I'm stronger, I'm wiser, I'm better, I'm shining. It's been a fruitful journey. Life's been a fruitful journey. It's been a voyage of reality. A voyage of reality. It's been a fruitful journey. Life's been a through this voyage of reality. It's been a voyage of reality. It's been a fruitful journey. Voyage, fruitful journey. So thank you. Have a good night. Have a wonderful sleep. I'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.